Alright, technical issues. Full disclosure, YouTube's really pissing me off right now. I'm trying to upload from the iPhone, and I got this I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, when I had this problem originally. There's this thing called a two-step verification, and you have to put this, 4,000 letter long random password in order to do anything. So, I'm using the Capture app, which takes 15 hours to upload a 30-minute video. So, who knows when these videos are ever going to be up, and hopefully it won't be too long. So, let's keep talking about Sheamus and Mark Henry, try to get this over with so we can start with something else tonight. So, sorry, we're not trying to cut it off short, it's just I don't want to die again. So, I've deleted successfully nearly everything on this phone.
I picked Sheamus to win.
I picked Mark Henry to win, and I said I think Mark Henry needs to win, and he's shown way too much ass. I think that's the reason why he has to win.
I agree to disagree. Okay, let's move on. We've got the WWE Tag Team Championship match, Team Hell No versus The Shield, in a Tag Team Tornado match. It has been quite some time since we've seen a Tag Team Tornado match, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Name the last time.
I can't.
I can't either.
Yep, I probably could if I had something in front of me, but
okay,
I'm so agitated with YouTube right now.
I'm gonna start this one.
Okay, go ahead. This is a no-brainer, by the way.
Sir Owen knows that I do not like the, group on his shirt very much. Especially for what they did to The Undertaker, which, by the way, you guys have got an ass-kicking coming to you at SummerSlam whenever The Undertaker comes back.
Yeah, who knows?
Anyway. Sir Owen might be shocked by what I'm about to say.
No, I'm not. I think I know. I think you're smart. I think you know exactly what to say.
This might surprise him. I like Kane. I like Daniel Bryan. I don't like Daniel Bryan's t-shirts, but I like Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan's awesome.
And I don't like the Shield. Fucking hate the Shield. Gonna fucking hate the Shield. And no, I do not believe in the Shield. Even though this is a tag team title match, the Shield are at a one-man disadvantage because Dean Ambrose has a singles match that we'll get to a little later.
Right up next, actually.
Yeah, that we'll get to next. So the Shield are at a one-man disadvantage in this contest, so there's no, tagging in and out of the ring. This is all, you're in the ring at the same time. Despite that fact, as much as it pains me to say this...
Yep, go ahead and say it.
I am picking the Shield to beat Kane and Daniel Bryan and become the new World Tag Team Champions.
Yes.
And it really, really pains me to say that because I don't like the Shield.
No, he doesn't. Not at all.
I hate the fucking Shield.
He does.
I want Kane and Daniel Bryan to win. But I know that, the Shield are some of the best workers on the roster right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, two of them.
And, they've been praised by Undertaker. That's pretty high praise. Coming from him. Steve Austin as well. So, who knows? They might have some stunners in their future at some point, too.
Maybe.
But still, I am picking the Shield to win. And the reason why is because they deserve to win.
Yes, they do.
They've worked very hard.
Yes, they have.
And once they win the Tag Team Championships, I believe they will continue to work even harder.
Oh, yeah.
And they will restore the name of Tag Team Wrestling to all of its glory.
It's kind of hard to do with no tag teams, though.
Yes, well, they'll make Tag Team Wrestling, to borrow a phrase from CM Punk, who, by the way, I don't miss on WWE TV at all.
Come back, Punk, please. We need you.
Nope, don't need you at all. You just keep getting rested up till your knees are better and don't come back till SummerSlam. Okay, anyway.
He does need the rest, though. I do agree with that.
Yeah, and, so, don't miss you. But anyway, to borrow a phrase from CM Punk, I think that the Shield will make Tag Team Wrestling interesting again. And, so I'm picking them as much as I don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
It has nothing to do with not liking Kane and Daniel Bryan or thinking that they can't win. The Shield deserve to win, and that's all that I'm going to say on the subject. And now I'm going to let Sir Owen talk about all the reasons why the Shield are so great, the Shield are so awesome, and I'm going to sit here like this.
Okay. I'll say this right now. If you would have done this match maybe right when the Shield first got in the company, I can understand why Kane and Daniel Bryan would go over. Because then they wouldn't have had the tag team titles for almost a year. So there's been a reason for them.
And Kane and Daniel Bryan have been very good tag team champions.
They have.
Too.
They really have. And Kane, understandably so, is probably on the his last couple years in the business. Maybe 10 years, I'd say, at the most. 10 years left of Kane, if I had to guess. Daniel Bryan is amazing. Daniel Bryan's absolutely incredible. And like I said, I've said it numerous times on here. I'm going to say it again during this video. You put Daniel Bryan in the ring with Dolph Ziggler, that is this generation's version of Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels. In ring-wise, it's the best comparison that exists.
I have to agree.
If you want to make them Chris Jericho and Dean Malenko in WCW, that comparison works too. So you have two amazingly great wrestlers in that aspect. Daniel Bryan is awesome. And Bryan Danielson was one of my favorite wrestlers. I love Ring of Honor. And I'm not really too big on it now because I don't really know much about it anymore. But the old Ring of Honor...
It was on last night.
Yeah, it actually was.
I saw, some guy make out with Maria randomly.
Mike Bennett?
I don't know. I was really
probably Mike Bennett. Mike Bennett is Maria's boyfriend.
I wasn't paying attention because I didn't give a shit.
Mike Bennett's awesome. And he'll be in WWE very soon,
I don't think it was him. I think it was some other dude.
Jay Lethal?
I don't fucking know. I didn't care.
I don't know who Bennett's feuding with in ROH right now.
I didn't really give a shit. It was just on.
I don't remember who Bennett's feuding with right now because I haven't got a chance to watch ROH in forever. I started watching it when it was on WVAH, and I couldn't find it for a while, and then I lost track of it, so apparently it's back now, so I may start watching ROH now. But anyway, props up to Kevin Steen on getting the Ring of Honor Championship, even though right now Jay Briscoe's got it. And I know a lot of people don't like Jay Briscoe for the things he said on Twitter, but Ring of Honor is getting interesting again, so I'll probably have to start watching it, because I love Scum. Scum is amazing. But anyway, what I wanted to try to say is Danielson is awesome, and when he got to WWE, he did NXT, and everybody was like, okay, this is a joke. Because you have Bryan Danielson, a wrestling technician, and The Miz is his pro. And that was the biggest joke on the internet for the longest time. And obviously I'm a Miz fan, so I mean, it sucked because I was kind of like torn between the two. But the Daniel Bryan character, I mean, after Justin Roberts got choked with his tie, they had the Nexus angle, and Danielson got fired from the company, and then I stole the angle and choked Tracy Smothers' daughter right in front of his face with the Death Stars against Tracy Smothers and Brian Cross at City Park Pavilion. That was an awesome night, by the way. When that happened, he became Daniel Bryan. He came back. This was the WWE creation of Daniel Bryan. And Daniel Bryan just started off just like a normal white meat baby face. He kind of looked like the old American Dragon of old, but then they started to grow the facial hair. And now he has like a 500 o'clock shadow and a ginormous ZZ Top beard. And he's turned the yes, 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 and the no, no, no. I mean, he's great. Daniel Bryan is one of the most over baby faces on the roster. Even though he doesn't acknowledge it, because he does the no, no when everybody's chanting yes.
No!
And we have done both no and yes at Raw in Columbus. But the thing about it is
I even yelled at some dude.
I've never been the greatest fan of Kane. I mean, I understand he's great. He's a great big man. But
company guy.
Yeah, very, very much a company guy, and very intelligent too. Staunch Republican. But basically, what I'm trying to say is this. I mean, Hell No as a tag team, I like it. I like the Hell No name. I thought that worked really well.
He doesn't like the team name.
I hate the word team in the team names. There's no Team Road Scholars, Team Hell No. It's Hell No and Road Scholars. It's a lot easier that way.
It's Team Hell No.
But I guess if Mommy and Daddy hear you call them Team Hell No instead of Hell No, it's a lot easier to take, and they won't get enough beatings that way.
It's Team Hell No and Team Road Scholars.
Anyway, Danielson's awesome. Now, the Shield are on a tear right now. I mean, they can't be beat. As a group, they have not been beaten yet.
However,
legitimately, they have not been pinned. As a group, they have not submitted as a group. Now, Dean Ambrose has tapped out to The Undertaker. Who else? Come on, he beat Kane, he beat Daniel Bryan, and he tapped out to The Undertaker. As you know, and I'm going to use your JBL voice, there's no shame in losing to the dead man.
Exactly.
And there's not. And that proves that they want to play ball with Mox, and they want him to be the star of the Shield. And use basically him and Rollins to get Roman Reigns over, which is going to get all three of them over in the long run. That's the reason Ambrose is in the next match, and Rollins and Reigns are in this match. So, because it works a lot better. You have a big man and a little man on both sides, and they're all four great. You have the technicality on one side, you got the power and strength on the other, and it works. It's a good matchup, to be totally honest. And I could say that Hell No would win, and maybe they would get beaten, but then again, like I said, we're pushing the Shield. We're pushing the Shield. I say right now, Extreme Rules is the night of the Shield.
So, Sir Owen,
easily,
who are you going to pick?
I say the Shield are definitely over. They will win the tag team titles, and they're not the only members of the Shield that are going to walk away with gold on Sunday night.
That I disagree with.
We'll talk about that now, actually. That's going to be mentioned right now. This match was just added recently. It was added on Raw. It's United States Champion Kofi Kingston.
No build-up, by the way.
Yeah, zero build-up. That's the reason why there's going to be a title change. So, fresh off his win over Antonio Cesaro, which he never should have gotten in the first place. But he's going to be... I know Alan's happy. That's all that matters, apparently. So he's going to be facing off against Dean Ambrose of the Shield. And, Ambrose is awesome. I mean, he's got that Bulldog Driver finisher, which looks absolutely incredible. Mox is the real deal. I mean, Jon Moxley himself is the real deal. Former CZW World Heavyweight Champion. He's great on the mic. He is awesome in the ring. I mean, he's a future star. I mean, the future is now. Seth Rollins is awesome as well, but, I mean, Rollins is kind of like on the back burner. But the tag team titles will work fine for the Shield. So, that being said, the match is going to be awesome. Because Kofi can go. Kofi can definitely go. He can fly. He's going to work everything with Ambrose, obviously. He'll hit his leaping clothesline, drop the boom drop, and go for the Trouble in Paradise, get reversed, and we haven't falls finish again. But still, I say we are getting a brand new United States champion because there is no build-up. That's the reason why that happens. And there's no reason for Kofi to keep the championship because they're having to put all the shine on the Shield right now, even though they're the heels. But I think that's exactly why you do it. Kofi loses. And, what I would do is I'd send him towards another championship instead. I'd maybe put him towards the Intercontinental Championship.
Okay.
Dean Ambrose, brand new United States champion.
Big shock.
Believe in the Mox.
I disagree with my colleague. Big
shock. Of course
shock.
he does.
Because the Shield winning the tag team championships, I think,
will happen.
That it will happen, and I think that's enough. I think they don't need to, have Dean Ambrose. Because I think what would happen is...
Ambrose is the star, though.
Yes, that's true. He is the star, but I think Dean Ambrose should set his sights
a little higher.
Than
I agree with that.
United States Championship, and plus, not only that, I see.
But not yet.
I see tension. I see trouble on the horizon for the Shield, and I'm not just talking about the Undertaker. I see if Dean Ambrose wins the United States Championship, and Rollins and Reigns win the World Tag Team Championships, I see tension possibly starting to form, and I see the group slowly starting to break apart, and then all of a sudden, the losses might start piling up a little bit.
Not yet.
I can see that
soon, but not yet.
I can see that happening if it happens, which is why I think to protect their investment, the WWE will allow Kofi Kingston to retain the championship, and plus I like Kofi Kingston anyway. I think, as Sir Owen said, he can go, and
he can go.
I know what'll make
Kofi's awesome.
I know what'll make Alan happy.
That's all that matters, right? WWE booking.
Because I like Alan, but
you want to see him do something other than text staring at when we're at a live event.
Yeah, exactly. So if you could please let Kofi Kingston win against Dean Ambrose, that'd be great. But anyway. I'm picking Kofi Kingston for the simple fact that, to me, the tag team titles, that's enough, gold for the Shield to win in one night. And, I mean, if Dean Ambrose wins, more power to him.
I think it'd be awesome,
That's great.
Honestly.
That's great. Good for him. But just be on the lookout, because if he wins and the Shield are the tag team champions, trouble's going to start. I'm sticking with that. I see things, I see it on the horizon. So
there's no jealousy when everyone has gold. I can understand if Ambrose is the only one that wins and Rollins and Reigns lose, or vice versa.
There is that, yeah.
But I don't see that happening. I don't see any way Hell No's walking out with the tag team titles.
I'm picking Kofi Kingston.
Ambrose wins.
Picking Kofi Kingston.
That's my pick. This is a hard one. This is okay. First off,
not for me.
Let's talk about real life, shall we? Okay, basically, we saw on Raw a couple weeks ago that Jack Swagger decided...
Weed the people.
Weed the people. Basically, told us that he shouldn't be allowed to use ladders, ever. And no disrespect. I'll use my hashtag no disrespect. That's for you, Belfie.
Oh, and Zeb Coulter. Let me see your birth certificate.
Nice red shirt there, Dutch. Anyway.
Yeah, you look like you realize what you look like wearing that vest? I mean, for God's sakes, are you Mario?
No.
The only thing you're missing is a little, a red hat, shave your beard, you can go say Princess Peach in the Mushroom Kingdom.
No, he's not Mario.
Because you look like a plumber that
No.
you don't want to hire.
Well, okay, you don't want to hire him, but I mean, Dirty Dutch, I'm very glad to see him on television because I'm a big Dutch Mantel fan, and he's a very intelligent wrestling mind. But that's not what I'm talking about. Real life here. Jack Swagger should not be allowed to use ladders ever again. He took, I mean, I can't say he took liberties, but he had some really, really snug shots with the ladder on both Alberto Del Rio and Dolph Ziggler.
I thought it was funny to see Dolph Ziggler get hit with a ladder.
And then on Raw, we saw on SmackDown actually, we saw the first thing, there was a match between Big E Langston and,
tits.
yeah, Big E, 3E Langston.
One of those? Those are his tits, metal.
Yes. Big E Langston taking on Jack Swagger. And right before the match started, ADR comes out, slides the ladder into the ring, it's like, okay, you guys fight over it. So they had a tug of war over the ladder, and they ended up getting the upper hand. Dolph gets in the ring. And what's Swagger do? He open kicks him right in the face. Well, we then find out via all the wonderful internet wrestling sites, all the wonderful news sites, not news with the Z sites, real news sites, and we find out that Dolph Ziggler has a serious concussion, and Jack Swagger is not allowed to use a ladder anymore, and never should be allowed to use a ladder again. But basically, the match was scrapped, and now it's not a three-way for the World Heavyweight Championship in a ladder match. It is now a one-on-one match for the number one contendership, and the stipulation has changed because you can't give Swagger a ladder anymore and do an I Quit match against Alberto Del Rio. So, that being said, I don't like what I'm going to say here because I'm not happy with it.
Say it.
I'm not happy with it at all.
Say it.
Swagger wins. I don't want him to win. He doesn't need to win. Doesn't really deserve to win. But Swagger wins. And the reason why is because I think Dolph's going to get his revenge. And what's going to happen is they're going to book another ladder match. This time, it's going to be Dolph against Swagger. And look who's snug this time around. ADR is in a definite disadvantage right now because, I mean, I love him as a babyface, and I don't know what Will thinks of him as a babyface. But everyone that I know of just absolutely hates the babyface turn of Alberto Del Rio. Hates it.
I disagree with my colleague. I think Alberto Del Rio will win. And given what Del Rio's had to go through, especially with his personal ring announcer Ricardo Rodriguez being
I'll bring that up. That's my finish. That's my finish.
Del Rio.
Hold it for 15 seconds. Anyway, and his bucket.
I think that Alberto Del Rio will win the match, and but I think that it will be, and I'm going to go out on a limb here and say it'll be the closest I Quit match we've had in quite some time in terms of near falls and in terms of,
I'd say we see blood in this match, but I'm pretty positive that's not going to happen.
Oh, no. I think we'll see blood in the next match that we'll get to in just a few minutes.
Well, that's the reason why we can't see blood this time unless it's hard way, and that's possible.
But anyway, I think it'll be one of those, the one guy doesn't dominate, all the falls. It'll be, I'd say, is it, I know it's not an Iron Man match.
It's an I Quit match.
Yeah,
you said literally get your guy to give up. Not tap out, literally say I quit.
I don't think it'll be close in terms of,
like with Kurt Angle and D'Lo Brown.
In terms of, who gets to the 10 count. I think, it'll be predicated on, Swagger maybe getting up at it. Yeah, for how long they're...
It's an I Quit match. 10 count, that's coming up later. Last man standing rules.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
We're completely off base. This is
my bad.
YouTube problem we've got today.
Yeah,
freaking
and
iPhone.
Brain fart, but
trash.
I think it'll come down to this one might be next to the Extreme Rules match might be one of the more physical contests of the night.
Yeah, I'd say so. But there's enough heat on the match, so that actually would make sense.
I think the way that Del Rio gets Swagger to say I quit is with the cross-arm breaker. I think that might happen.
Here's the deal. There's one reason Del Rio has to lose, Ricardo. That how do you get ADR to say I quit?
Ricardo Rodriguez can rake Jack Swagger's eyes, or he can low blow. Zeb Coulter, who I still need to see your birth certificate.
Yeah, it's BIRF.
birth certificate.
No, what I'm saying is, basically, you have to look at it from that perspective that there is that equalizer outside the ring, but it's also a hindrance because
Yes.
Ricardo could be the reason why
And
Swagger wins.
He, as I've heard many times from, JBL and JR, he's an emotional man, and emotional men can make mistakes.
Say I quit or I'll break his ankle again. And then Swagger wins because Del Rio has no choice. And then after the match is over, he snaps it again.
Or Alberto Del Rio could put Zeb Coulter in the cross arm breaker and make Swagger say I quit, or he'll break the arm of Zeb Coulter.
Well, if that's what's the case, I'd hit the Swagger bomb on the arm, and then...
It could go, but that could still be...
I don't want Swagger to win, but I still think it's going to happen.
Because,
Weed the people!
Obviously...
Hey, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah! Alright.
Yeah, anyway.
Alright, now, let's get to our semi-main and our main event. And the main event is going to be this, and it's the match that they've been talking about.
Do you mind if I start talking about our semi-main event here?
Go ahead, because the funny thing is it actually ended Raw. So technically, this is being put over as the biggest match on the card, even though it has no championship to do with it, and it's between two guys that are part-timers. So...
Ladies and gentlemen,
oh boy.
My name is not Paul Heyman.
I wish Paul Heyman was right next to me right now.
I don't. But I would like to let you know that the semi-main event for the WWE Extreme Rules pay-per-view will feature Triple H versus my client, Brock Lesnar.
I am a Heyman guy, and I always have been.
I'm not a Paul Heyman guy.
He's definitely not.
I never have been. I never will be.
He just bought a Triple H shirt. So
but I wanted to, wow everybody with my Paul Heyman impression that I thought was pretty good.
Yes. Let's pad the runtime of the video. Yes.
But anyway.
YouTube hates us right now anyway, so.
Hunter lost at SummerSlam.
Yep.
He won at WrestleMania.
Yep.
He knocked Brock Lesnar out.
Yep.
And I agree with what Triple H said on Raw. I think that Paul Heyman is worried for Brock Lesnar's well-being because I knocked out your monster. And it is true. And everything Triple H said last week to Paul Heyman, Triple H has got a great point.
Yeah.
Is Brock going to continue to listen to Paul Heyman? Or is he going to be a bitch?
Oh boy.
Good.
This is what happens when we don't have sound bites.
I love Triple H's promo.
I thought
it was great. As Triple H said, he grew up in that ring. He learned to be a man in that ring.
Yeah.
He's fought in that ring. Brock Lesnar...
I could go to a completely different rating, but I don't want to.
...has not.
Well...
Brock Lesnar's been off,
actually...
in UFC. Yes, he was with the WWE, but Brock Lesnar didn't eat, breathe, and sleep the business like Triple H has.
Okay, hold on.
He has not done that.
All right.
And Hunter did knock Brock Lesnar out.
Agreed.
At WrestleMania.
He did.
And and again, Triple H made a great point, It's, I don't know why I didn't figure this out earlier. You are actually worried that I'll beat Brock Lesnar again. You're actually worried that you'll lose your cash cow, aren't you, Paul?
Oh boy.
Yes, I agree with Triple H. I think Heyman... I could see the look on Paul Heyman's face on Raw on Monday. And yes, I know that Sir Owen will say, well, it was just Paul Heyman selling his reaction to what Triple H says. Paul Heyman looked legitimately worried to me. And
there's no reason to be.
And Triple H made, as I've said, great points. Because Brock Lesnar's got to learn to be his own man.
Okay.
And Brock Lesnar, as The Rock once said about Brock Lesnar, Brock Lesnar, you will never be known as the next big thing. You'll always be the next big bitch.
Oh, second time he's used that word, folks.
So, therefore, Triple H has a point, and I think the brawl on Raw was a great way to end the show.
It's alright.
And, because both guys got their shots in, both guys got their licks in, and Paul Heyman got knocked off the door, which I thought was funny.
Oh,
that was hilarious. Because,
okay.
I didn't know fat men could fly.
Yeah.
But anyway,
alright.
I am picking Triple H to win in the rubber match.
No.
Gee, I wonder who Sir Owen's going to pick. I just basically gave it away. But
okay.
anyway.
Alright.
Triple H, to me, is going to win.
No.
Even though he doesn't need to win.
No, he doesn't. That's the reason why he's not going to.
I'll get to that. I'm going to pick Triple H to win, but if Lesnar wins, again, this is going to be another one of those technicality things. If Lesnar wins,
okay,
I will not be shocked or surprised. So even though I picked Triple H, if Lesnar wins, I still make out.
Okay, here's the thing.
Sorry.
No, it's okay, no problem. Here's the thing. And I'll say it again just like it's a drinking game. Okay. Basically, no, Brock Lesnar took his ball and went home. Steve Austin even said that.
Yeah.
He took his ball and went home.
Yeah, he did.
He tried football, and he failed.
Miserably.
And he tried the UFC, and he succeeded.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it
somewhat. He was a champion.
I wouldn't call it succeeded. I'd call it he got lucky.
I mean, it's mixed martial arts fighting, so it doesn't really matter.
He got lucky. He got lucky.
Well, no, you also had Dana White make the other guy lay down. So
he got lucky.
No.
Yeah, Dana White did do that, but still.
Randy Couture took a dive.
Anyway,
that's how it works.
And if Lesnar had gotten into the National Football League, that would have been lucky.
MMA is fake, just like NASCAR and football. Here's the thing. What I'm looking at right now is this. No. He has not been in the wrestling ring the whole time. He's a former NCAA Division Wrestling champion.
That's true.
And
not putting anything past his ability in the ring.
Tremendous tag team with Shelton Benjamin, the Minnesota Stretching Crew, OVW Tag Team Champions.
Again, nothing against Lesnar's talent or ability.
He held the real good-looking WWE Championship. That's not the Winged Eagle. The Undisputed title. And he beat Hulk Hogan, so much I know you appreciate.
Actually, I was rooting for Hogan in that match.
That's funny, actually. He'll never say that again.
Yeah. This was back when Hogan could still actually,
And he's great on the SmackDown games for PlayStation. But, no.
The 3 versions of it.
Exactly. Here's the thing. Again, I have to say right now, he won the first match. Not really decisively either. It was kind of even. The second match, he got knocked out. Chris Tucker style. Knocked the F out. That's exactly what happened to him. Even though you've never seen Friday, and I made that mention earlier today before we started these videos.
Yeah, noise.
Okay. Not only does Lesnar need to win, Lesnar has to win. Because if something happens and Dwayne decides he wants to come back to the business...
Oh, Dwayne.
At WrestleMania 30, like is supposed to happen with Rock and Brock Lesnar.
Dwayne. Or we might get Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar.
Either way, regardless what we would get at WrestleMania... Wouldn't it make some sense to have him beat somebody that was a little bit brought up, maybe had a couple victories and not just some losses to Cena, some losses to Triple H?
I agree. And guess who it should be? CM Punk, when CM Punk comes back. But anyway.
No, Punk will be babyface, I think. But still,
Lesnar should beat him.
Lesnar needs to win this match. And I think Lesnar doesn't need to win this match. He needs to decimate Triple H.
I don't think he'll decimate.
He needs to beat him to the point that we don't see Triple H on television until at least the Royal Rumble.
I don't think that'll happen.
That needs to happen. In a steel cage, it should happen. There's going to be blood galore. I say no matter what happens, Triple H will lose this match. I think, honestly, I think the referee stops it for blood loss. We go that direction. Triple H is...
What if both guys are bleeding?
I mean, we could do a no contest. That's a possibility.
We do it Raw.
We could do a no contest and build it to SummerSlam and have the blow off be at SummerSlam. But you know what? I don't want to see another match between these two again.
I like their matches.
Their matches are good, but we've built them up enough, and this needs to be the blow off. 3 matches, and that's the end. And if you want to keep going that way, that's fine. But you put Triple H over. But I don't think that's going to happen.
I do.
I say Lesnar either wins decisively. He's going to knock... I'd say maybe knocks out Triple H. He won't submit him.
He will not win decisively.
He won't tap him out, I guarantee that. He'll knock him out. He'll knock him out.
But he will not win decisively, and he will not dominate Triple H either.
If Lesnar doesn't win, I say it's a no contest. I say somehow, some way, they're both unable to continue, and that's how we end it, and we end up doing another last man standing match between those two, because they couldn't, either one couldn't answer the count, so they have a real match to do that. Or we can go Hell in a Cell, because that's one step higher than a cage.
I wouldn't mind seeing a Hell in a Cell match, but we do know if it's a Hell in a Cell match that the odds favor Triple H in that.
But Triple H doesn't
unless it was WrestleMania 20, in which case we knew who was going to win that.
Basically, what it is this: Lesnar needs to win this match. You have to agree with that. He needs to win this.
I don't have to agree with anything that I don't want to agree with.
Triple H does not need to win this match. I understand why he's in the match. I understand why he's back. I don't have a problem with him being back. Contrary to popular belief, him and his Bobby Roode hair, I don't have a problem with that at all. I don't.
I'd like him to continue working matches.
I think that'd be great. I'd like to see him do something else. Put him on SmackDown and do it that way. But get him away from the people he's working with. Put him with a new style and let him get some people over.
Plus, he's probably in the best shape he's been in.
I want to see Triple H and Cesaro. I want to see that match.
Plus, I think Hunter's in the best shape he's been in his entire career.
Triple H and Wade Barrett. I want to see that match.
I mean,
I agree.
He's
probably Lesnar has to win, because if Lesnar loses again, basically if the Undertaker taps him out at WrestleMania 30, or if The Rock pins him at WrestleMania 30, it doesn't have as much clout because
I like the first one better.
He's a 3-time loser, and that's a bad thing. That's not good for business. Triple H has to do the right thing, put Brock Lesnar over, and that means that Lesnar would be
I'm not disagreeing
worth beating later on down the road.
I'm not disagreeing that Lesnar doesn't need the win.
Okay.
Because I do agree.
We're ready for this match.
But at the same time, I'm picking Triple H, but if Lesnar wins...
Technicality once again. Okay. Here's the main event. And it's not really put over as the main event, because it wasn't the final segment on the Go Home edition on Raw Monday night. And it's not really as put over as most of these matches on this card, and that's weird, because it's the WWE title match. And
probably because of Cena's injury.
I'll say right now, Ryback doing the O'Doyle rules thing, I think it's hilarious. We did on Twitter basically saying he got the copyright from the O'Doyle family and he's allowed to use that now. I thought that was brilliant. That was a great move from Ryback. Now, I'm not a Ryback fan.
Really?
I don't think I'll ever be a Ryback fan.
Really?
But I will say right now that I like what they're doing with him. They're making him a legitimate heel. He comes out, he jumps John Cena, he lays him out with chairs, and then when Hell No comes out and then they see the Shield, what does he do? He powders, and that's what you do as a good heel. Another thing, too. The stupid Feed Me More chants. They're gone. And very soon they'll get rid of it from his music, too. I mean, they're close to it, but it's not completely there yet. He's not doing the wake up anymore. I mean, he's not doing that anymore. And it's funny, because they were chanting Goldberg the other day on Raw, and Ryback looks him dead in the eyes and goes, Ryback. And that made me laugh hysterically. He's like, he knows, he understands what's going on in this. Ryback has actually done a lot in this heel run, and I like it a lot. I like what he's doing with it. And I like the fact that him and Cena actually somewhat work well together. I mean, it's not John Cena versus Skip Sheffield back in the Nexus days. This is two completely different guys. That's like when it was Sting against Mean Mark Callis. It wasn't Sting and The Undertaker, but...
Which I still want to see that match.
Everyone wants to see that match, but it's not going to happen.
It might at some point.
No, he's not leaving TNA. Unless TNA gets bought by Vince, but that may happen somewhere down the road. Who knows? I hope not, because that would really screw over a lot of the great talent in TNA. So here's the thing. Actually screw over WWE talent, too, to be honest. But basically what I'm having is this. When it comes down to it, Ryback does not need this win. Cena, Super Cena, 4-0 at Extreme Rules. Last man standing. He doesn't lose those, ever. And
so you're saying let the streak continue?
The streak at Extreme Rules continue. I think Cena wins. I think Cena wins by the inch of his teeth, to be honest. I think he'll barely beat the 10 count. I mean, he'll be limping because he's selling the injury, obviously. Because it's a legitimate injury.
Yes.
So-called legitimate injury. But basically, he'll be selling the injury, and there'll be a lot of shell shocks. There'll be a lot of FUs, AAs, whatever you want to call them, depending on what era we're in at the time.
FUs.
There's no tap-outs, obviously, in a last man standing match. Ryback may go for a pinfall.
Now,
it'll make me giggle.
Still put him in the STF.
Yeah, he definitely can, but basically he's just trying to weaken him so he can say I quit later on in the match when he doesn't answer the 10 count. So, I think Cena wins. Cena wins, not decisively, he barely wins. To the point that the payback match is him against Ryback in another sort of stipulation match. And maybe then you give the win to Ryback. And maybe give him the WWE Championship for a bit until they decide they want to have him drop to someone else. Cena's basically got the championship back so he can put over young talent. I don't think this title reign's going to last very long. But it's not over yet. So John Cena wins, and why? Because number one, he's John Cena, and number two, John Cena does not lose. Number three, Super Cena can stop a Ryback any day, and Kryptonite does not phase John Cena.
And number four, Sir Owen secretly likes John Cena.
I do like John Cena. John Cena is awesome.
He almost bought a John Cena shirt at Raw.
Yeah.
And I promise all of you out there
No.
in YouTube land,
No.
I am going to make sure that Sir
You
Owen,
know what shirts I have to buy at SmackDown?
I don't care. Sir
Or
Owen,
show.
the first shirt he's going to buy when we go to SmackDown
Antonio
is a
Cesaro.
John Cena t-shirt.
Antonio
It's not,
Cesaro.
no, it's not Antonio Cesaro. It's not anybody
Dolph
else.
Ziggler,
He
The
will
Miz.
buy a
All things I need
He
to
will
buy.
buy a John Cena t-shirt, and I promise you all out there watching on YouTube, he will wear it on this channel. You will see it here first, and you heard it here first.
One of
folks.
these style interviews I've had to guess. Yeah, Cena's over, and
He will do it. You have my word.
for those of you obviously like myself that like to see Cena turn heel, I mean, I'd love it. It'd be awesome. I've had this great deal about Cena being in charge of the Shield, bringing
Not
Zack
gonna
Ryder in. I still think Zack Ryder would get in the Shield anyway, but because they're
Not gonna
talking about
happen.
a fourth member,
Not gonna
and I
happen.
still think could be Ryder because he's looking a little bit
That
different
might happen, but
nowadays.
Cena turning heel.
But
that's not
Cena
gonna
turning heel now, no, it's not going to happen. If it was going to happen, it was going to happen already. And Make-A-Wish, Cena's a jam-up guy. He's a class act, and obviously that would ruin a lot of merch sales if that happened. That's like a Mysterio when he was selling all the masks, so obviously that didn't work. So Cena's not going heel, so they got to put different guys against him. My idea right now is you put Mark Henry, send him on Raw, and put him against Cena. Because that had a nice tease the night after WrestleMania,
Yeah,
but
but
they didn't go through with it.
Yeah, but we've seen that.
But it would be good this time because this is actually the Mark Henry that is in the best shape of his career. He's in the best time of his career, and he knows this is his last shot. So I'd love to see Mark Henry and Cena. But yeah, Ryback's not winning, and I don't know what to do with him after this. Honestly, I mean he's kind of hurt at this point. You really don't know who to put him. You put him with Randy Orton. Randy Orton and Ryback. That's a good feud. We'll go with that. I think that's what we'll do. We'll do Ryback against Randy Orton. That's my next feud.
And now I wonder if Sir Owen can guess who I'm going to pick for this match.
Yeah,
Do you have an idea?
I have an idea.
If he was thinking Ryback, the answer's no!
Exactly.
Because
Ryback's
I'm
not
also,
winning on Sunday.
I'm picking John Cena
chance.
to retain the WWE Championship, and because
Cena's
No.
injury was as bad as everyone thinks it is, worse than it is, Ryback would win. Guaranteed.
Yes.
But obviously, it's not as bad as everyone thought it was going to be, so he will retain.
well, that just proves that Cena's a tough son of a bitch. too.
Absolutely.
So
I cannot believe I'm actually saying that, but absolutely.
to go through that, and
Yeah.
and even though Sir Owen doesn't like to admit it, Cena is awesome.
Cena is awesome, I agree.
He's a class act.
Yes, he is.
And he works his ass off.
Yes, he does.
He does. He may not be like Darren Young, Mr. No Days Off.
The Young's awesome. I love the
But-
primetime players.
And Pancake Patterson.
Tag team champions
Whatever.
someday.
Um,
So
Cena does work hard. And he deserves to be champion.
exactly.
Every title reign he's ever gotten, I believe he's deserved. Not one time have I ever said Cena does not deserve to be champion because of how hard he works.
The problem is, it's got the Triple H syndrome that everybody in the internet got really sick of. And Jeff Jarrett, too, at the beginning of TNA. It's pretty much to the point that everyone got sick and tired of every single week. We have Cena winning, and Triple H winning, and Jeff Jarrett
Yeah, but
winning.
lately it hasn't been every single week.
And no, he's showing a lot of ass lately, and he's getting pinned. I thought for just a second that Ambrose was going to pin him on Monday night. I thought that exactly was going to happen. Because Ambrose hung with The Undertaker. He's beat Bryan and Kane pretty much single-handedly. Almost completely beat Kane by himself on SmackDown last week. And I thought he was actually going to go over on Cena, but I shouldn't have thought that. But I mean, he hung around, and he only lost because
Cena made him
a
look
DQ. Cena made him look damn good.
Cena made him look good. Made him look really good.
Like I said, Ambrose is the real deal. That's what I've been trying to tell you guys.
Yes.
Ambrose is the real deal, and I got same with Cassius Ohno as well, and Bray Wyatt.
Cena will win.
Cena
That
will
is
definitely win.
that is the bottom line in this equation, as my good friend Stone Cold
This
Steve Austin
40-minute
would like to
video
say.
that we're progressing on. We're talking really well tonight, folks.
That's the bottom line. John Cena wins
Yep.
and retains the WWE Championship.
That's right.
And thank you very much.
But it's because of the fact that I'm not a Ryback guy either.
No.
Much like Sir Owen, I'm not really big on Ryback. I kind of liked him at first a little bit, and I kind of enjoy doing the feed me more
You
thing.
think he was ruined when he turned heel?
But
in a
he was-
sense?
I think he was ruined.
In a sense? The mystique is gone.
Yes.
The mystique is
definitely
completely gone. They have to rebuild him up now, and this... Ryback rules thing is really not working.
Not yet.
It could get there, but they have to let it progress.
And I, like my colleague, noticed the Goldberg chants.
That was amazing when he actually acknowledged it. It was great.
But I just want to deliver a little message, personal message to a Ryback.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Ryback. This Sunday
Sid.
at Extreme Rules. Yes, Sid. This Sunday at Extreme Rules.